So hello everybody. We are here today to present our map of demonstration or farm site of permaculture projects. And we will start Czech Republic, then Slovakia, and then Hungary. And after there will be, after quick intro of each country, there will be some kind of future prospects or possibilities what we can do together. So I will start with Czech Republic. We have the map of the network of the permaculture project. It started in 2013. First 7 projects were added, and the next year in 2014 we had the grant of the Ministry of Environment. So after it was like 27 projects. Now today is more than 70 projects, and we have 3 categories. Unfortunately, our map is not working now, and not here. Sorry, but we are trying to find out why. But the 3 type of the project are in red, in orange, and in blue. And in red is the project with demonstration permaculture sites. They are more mature and complex. We have other category, orange, which is the permaculture project with permaculture elements, which means they are just in the beginning of their on the beginning, and or they incorporate only one aspect of the permaculture, which means they are mostly in towns and they focus probably more on the social permaculture. And the third blue one we added last year, and they are regional permaculture sites, REPETs, and these sites are much more focus on the education, and they have workshops there and opening hours. I will show you the three topics. This one is the first. It is the permaculture elements. This is the project in Prague, and it's more like art and social permaculture. Its name is Kavkárna. This one is our permaculture farm. Very nice. In Czech Republic, we have more of permaculture farm, but this is well known, and in Částkov. And the third, the regional permaculture site is this is one of them. We have about 10 of them now in each region, and this is Malá Jižní Stráň. This is association. The most of them of the regional sites are associations. So yeah, like that. I don't know if we go through the evaluation questionnaires. Maybe after. Okay, I will pass the word to Slovakia.
Okay, hello. My name is Klára. I'm head of Slovak Permaculture organization, Permakultúra SK. It might be a little bit confusing because formally we have 2 organizations. One is educational, and one is like the roof for everything. Yeah, umbrella, but we are still the same people. It's just formally because it's easier for us. So I will show you the website of, this is the School of Permaculture. You can find in the projects komentované prehliadky. It means that you can see these showcase properties with someone who will guide you. It's a little bit different from Czech model because we only have these demonstration sites where someone will guide you, and we really focus on, we really want people who are guiding to have a PDC or some education in permaculture. Because in Slovakia we have also the natural gardens with the certificate, Natur im Garten. It's an Austrian project, and they are very nice. but they are not incorporated yet in here because the guide doesn't know much about permaculture, and we don't want them to tell some disinformations on, you know, maybe what I mean. But most of these properties already have this certification also. So you can find it in each region. See, our map is not working either. But it doesn't matter. We have it, you can find in every region at least one, I think. There are two in east, doesn't matter. I can show you some of them. They are mostly gardens, but there are also some farms. So maybe I can show you one family garden. We have just the information, and the thing is that our people who are interested in visiting these gardens, they can register online, so the owner knows how many people will come, and he will also get some refund for his time that he's guiding, and some percentage of the price is going to school because there have to be administration fee or something like that, because our admin is talking to everyone, sending emails and stuff. You can see who is guiding you and what's his background, and here you can find the dates and some more stuff about the property. And we have also some farms. I think they are in here. Yeah, for example, this one, because this is the farm of Patricia. She's head of School of Permaculture. So I can show you this one. And this is quite how it works. And you can also write to our admin and ask for your own date for visit if there is more people, or you can go alone, but you should pay for more people. And we also have educational centers as the Czech Republic, but we doesn't have it in here because some of these gardens are also educational centers, but the information about them, we have 3 of them, are on the own page, but it's almost the same. So I think that's everything. We try to add more gardens, and they are also interested, people with the certification Natur im Garden, but we really need them to have education in permaculture. It doesn't have to be on paper. We visit every place and we talk to them, and if they know what they are saying, of course they don't need a paper for it, but we really focus that we don't need disinformation. Thank you.
Thank you. Then about the Hungarian system, it's quite similar to the Czech one. Just we started a little bit later, I think in around 15, 16, and it came to kind of reality, if we call that reality, somewhere in 18, I suppose. And at the beginning we had 2 types. So here is our web page, and here is the description of the map. I think what at this first stage we were thinking of, like, what is the function of a map like this? So that's kind of a listing at the beginning, like what we aim for with the map, and that's slightly changed as well throughout the time. But at the beginning we just wanted that, okay, those sites which are at least good for visiting, that should be there. And we had 2 categories: the let's say master, or as we call it now, what is it? Magons? Profi. It didn't translate it, so we call it groove, I think. So which are like bigger. So one and we had the Oh, that's something different. Okay, so we had the sapling, the groove, and something in between. I don't know the English name. So the master one, the professional, is somewhat like you have. That's the center, and then we have who are already like mature enough. It's going for more than 3, 4, 5 years, and there is a complex system there. Whether it is socially, we don't separate between land-based and social projects. So if it's a very based good project, then it can be social as well. And then we have those ones who are already in the process of maturing, so kind of developing. They have the elements. And then just recently, since for 2 years now, we created a new category for beginners, for totally beginners. So there's no any threshold for coming in. Anyone can apply for it. They just need to fill a questionnaire, a very simple questionnaire, and that's rather for helping the networking. So that you can find anyone who is interested in permaculture in your neighborhood. That's yet developing, like the numbers. So it's not so many, but it's already there. And it looks like this now. I don't know how many of us we are there, but I think Ligetek up. Yeah, we have so many master project, and we have these as saplings, I suppose. There are less seedlings than grooves, and the seeds they still they are here, and they are not so less good. And the aim would be that there is a graduation how they go. So for the transition, so you come as a seed, and then you become after 2-3 years. If you are still continue, you are developing, you integrate new elements, then you become a seedling, and then once. And it's a little bit, of course, close. It's also a question of how close they are with the association. So if we work together, they host PDCs or whatever, then they become the master. And we have, I don't know how is it in your case, but in Hungary we have another category, but that's a legal category. Like the association has some, I don't know, that's a legal binding thing somehow. It's like telephelyek, how to translate that. It's like for firms as well, like enterprises, they have their sites, different sites. Just as in the Hungarian law, the association can have different locations, and that matters if you apply for grants or something like that. And we have, I think, 4 or 5 of that. So yeah, basically this one. And I think we also tried to somehow. No. At the beginning, we were also thinking about separating somehow the land base, like the farms, the gardens, the educational projects, but that's still under development.
Yeah, I just want to add that we are actually working on something similar, but the ones I showed you are only in the School of Permaculture because they are used for education of people. That's why we focus on this, but we are on our new website of Permakultura SK. We are working on the new map. It will be here somewhere, and we would like to make the same model, I think, as you. So I will maybe ask you more questions after.
What I think it's a good topic to discuss is how people can enter to one category or another, and I know that you have a very long like Excel sheet or whatever. We don't have that, but what we have now as entry point or qualification points is that for becoming a seedling, you need to have at least one recommendation from one normal member of the association. And if you have that, then still someone could go out and have a site visit. And for becoming a master project, that's even you need to have a kind of application with the description of how you met with the different ethics and how permaculture is applied on the site. And then we go out and normally not one person, but at least 2-3 persons, and there is a list of questions, kind of, but it's not so long. It's rather about it's about just, yeah, as you said, like kind of be sure that it's okay. And we had already like negative experiences, but also a lot of positives. So I think that's good to discuss.
Yeah, I want to add that we have the big questionnaire because there are always somebody else who is going to visit. We have like 20 specialists. They are going. They need to go in pairs at least, or three or more, and they need to have PhD. PhD. Sorry. Diploma, PDC, sorry. PhD, no, PDC. That's because they are going maybe for the first time, second time. That's better for them to have something in their hand to help them to see, to guide them, yeah. And what I wanted to add something is, yes, we wanted also to add some kind of categories to our projects, because after it's very easy to find out what you want when you're searching, but we didn't succeeded yet to to do so. So, yeah.
To add, we are thinking, Patri, am I right? We are thinking about adding symbols, so not like making new layers to the map with different categories like farm, garden, etc., but rather just putting symbols like whether there's animals there, or just garden or farm. Yeah, am I right? She's the coordinator. And maybe one more thing that I forgot to say is now in Hungary we still till now, we were rather just focusing on the country-wide things, and we didn't have regional hubs because just simply it wasn't made sure the situation enough. But now, since 1 year or something like that, since Patrice very enthusiastically coordinates the map, it started that we are trying to make regional hubs, and this is kind of based on the map. And yeah, so now we have like 6 regional hubs? 8, sorry. Well, I always underestimate. Okay, so, and this is kind of based on the map, but those are regional hubs because we have also an education projects organizing clubs, yeah, kind of permaculture, perma-clubs, where there are discussions, presentations, etc. And this is somehow how education and the map system is kind of integrated with these regional hubs.
Yeah, we are trying to do so in the regional centers. This is the same. This is the center of the region where you can find information, where is the workshops, where something is happening. Yeah. And I wanted to add also that for our demonstration site, you need to have the diploma. It's PDC. Sorry. Yeah. What the future?
Future? Yeah, we have many ideas, but we are working on it. Right now we asked for 1 grant, so we are looking forward to get it, hopefully, for this map. But even if we don't get it, we are working on it right now, our web developer. And I want to add as much places as we can. That's why I want to also add these natural gardens with the certification. But we need people to go around them, and that's usually the problem. Because we don't want 1 person to go around, we want at least 2 of them, and it's not that easy. But how often do you go to these places? You wait until it's more of them, or?
Well, Patri, as much as I was aware, it goes like, like every year we hold like two times when we sit together, the coordination team, and we divide like who's going where, and so it's not like systemic yet or routine wise, but we had already like 2-3 periods of that. Like we tried to make some marketing at least on the in the association members, so it's not yet completely public, except for the seed category. I think that was public in the Facebook group. And then we hold one meeting where we discuss like who's going where. For the seeds, we don't go out. That's as I said, it's completely anyone can join. And for the other two categories, we go out. And normally, fortunately now the situation is that most of the people, they are applying for being seedling, and that's not a lot. Like I think it was 5 or 10 or something like that maximum. Because for entering the bigger category, the professional, that would be more work. But for example, I have on my list still for 1 year now that I have to visit someone in my neighborhood. But since it didn't happen. But yeah, it also depends on the people who are applying, because if they're asking after 2 months like, okay, I would like to be there, I don't know, then we are quicker as well.
I forgot to say that we are. As this website is supposed to be a crossroad for permaculture in Slovakia, we want to have in this map not only the sites, but also designers who are active, and also the realizators, those who are actually making the gardens, but we know that they are doing it properly. Yeah, and also maybe other people who are we have also landscape architects, professional landscape architects who are also designers, and we want to have them on this map with some kind of filter or something, so people can find what they need on one place, because right now they are writing emails and we are sending it to one another, like, do you know about someone local, and this kind of stuff. And for me as a professional, I'm a landscape architect, it's very nice to know about my colleagues, and we are working also on the project that we have formally it's some kind of business. It's a company or something, Permakultúra, that can that we can make bigger projects together under it formally, and so that's it.
Yeah, we definitely want to also have the map the same for the designers, because now we do have only list on our web pages, which is working, but the map would be better. And for the visits, we are going every summer. And we do have 5 to 15 new sites every year. It depends. This year that was, I think, 6.
So one thing that we don't go out of only once at the beginning. So there's not a but after it's always like after 1 or 2 years we always have a phase of kind of. So normally we just email them whether there's anything changes or whatever, so it's just a feedback loop and it's nothing else. And for designers, we were also thinking about that, but I think it was rather a discussion, because the problem is that someone is only making designs in their neighborhood, but others are doing for the whole country. So I think we had also a list a few years back, but then we deleted because it was completely like community based, but there was no qualification behind, and then it was too risky for the association to say okay. So yeah, for us it was rather so I don't think we would integrate that into the map, but let's see how it goes. And for me, what is interesting that you showed with the that they can register for the visits. Yes. Can you elaborate that a little bit? Because I think for us that would be also interesting, because now it's completely separated. So someone is on the map, but for example, we have Zsuzsi with the forest garden, and she is organizing tours on her site. But that seems like a good tool.
The School of Permaculture somehow. The School of Permaculture. How to say that? I don't even in Slovak. I can find the words. Doesn't matter. You can be sure that those sites are really interesting, and you can really get your information about permaculture and how it works in practice. That's why it's here. And for the guides, it's very nice because they just at the start of the year that find some dates when they have time, and they just get information some time before how many people are registered, and it just happens. But sometimes it doesn't happen because it's too few people or no one, because it's their it's also their responsibility to make some kind of how do you say, on social media to get to know, advertisement, because some of them are very, very well known, and they are very popular. And some of them people don't know about them, but the problem also is the region. If it's far away, it's really not that many people are traveling there. And if they make advertisements locally, it works. It works for me, for example. I have almost always the tours because I put it out in the local newspaper and this kind of stuff, because I try to educate people also not from our bubble.
And how many people are going usually?
I think we have it.
For example, for your
it's like 10, maybe. 5 to 10. But at the start of the year, there is one popular activity that these open gardens. It's also all around Europe, and it's almost full, all of them, all the time.
I want to add also that like 5 years ago, we started with the Day of Open Gates of Permaculture projects, which is in autumn, because for a permaculture project, they are nice even in autumn. For the nature garden, they're mostly much beautiful in June or in May. So we started it, and it's always in the mid September, and it depends on our project if they want to join or not. But we add it on our websites and on our social media, and like that, people can come and visit that weekend.
I think it's enough.
Should we finish, or because
Are there any questions? There, okay. Standa have a microphone.
No. Yeah. Hello. I'm Valerie from Austria, Permaculture Austria. Unfortunately, we missed the beginning, so I'm curious to hear a little bit about the financing of those amazing, great projects. I'm very jealous, actually. It looks all great, these maps. We would love to have one too, but anyway, so what are important steps to get to the point to have such a lovely interactive map?
Actually, in Slovakia, we are financing it from the fee that the people are paying for the tour. But we are asking for some grants for the other map.
in Hungary till now it's completely voluntarily based. And now we are applied one grant. It didn't succeed as much as I know. But that's for the regional hubs, which is based on the maps. But yeah, so we are also seeking kind of financial background. But the system itself, it's rather, I think, how it works is when you have a new wave of newcomers in the association, we are always trying to somehow redirecting them to the different working groups. And if there's someone who says, okay, I want to visit new permaculture projects in the country, then we say, you are our person. We have a working group for the map, so you can join in. And this is how it's somehow refreshed after 2-3 years always. So it's only me who is so old.
Exactly the same.
In Czech Republic, it's voluntary too. 2 or 3 years ago, we added the fee for going for the certification, and I think for our members is 40 euros per visit, which is just like to go by car or to buy a ticket, so it's not something that we can survive with. But in the beginning, like more like 12 years ago, we had a grant from the Ministry of Environment, so we started with the map. And for our webmasters and designers, it's always we try to find out some money when we want to add something. Sometimes we have the small donations, but like I think that's 4 years ago we switched to another web page, and we change it, and now every project can change their photos, their info, which is great, because before there was somebody always doing it, but there is an administrator who needs to say, okay, this is okay, because we don't want to something bad on our webpage. So another questions? Okay, so thank you.
I was just coming, I'm always, like if we about the future, then in the past we had, I think, one Visegrad grant, as I remember. Maybe I'm already, I don't know if you were there or in it with Pavlo, but I think we had some kind of joint efforts on the map. I'm not sure, but I think in the second or third year we had some. And coming back, like, so we are following somehow, I suppose you are the Czech people as well, the English website, the land system, and I think that if you are also interested in it, like we could somehow find some Visegrad fund, maybe to set up a kind of similar system in the 4 countries, and which is also integrated into the land centers, because that's basically they have quite similar one. So. Just an idea.
It would be amazing.
Hi, I'm Brenna from Australia, and we've been touring Europe and the UK for the past. I can talk about for the past 2 months. So we've seen permaculture in Switzerland, Italy, Spain, and there seems to be a lot of enthusiasm for permaculture in Europe. In Australia, there's lots of permaculture, but now, because of cost of living, rent and housing is very expensive in Australia. People aren't coming to permaculture design courses like they do. How does it feel here in your countries? Are people excited? Is permaculture growing? Or is it shrinking? Is it small? Is it big? What's it like?
In Czech Republic, we do have some courses. So they are full. We don't have problem with it, but we don't have like 5 PDC courses per year. That's true, but I don't see that it's shrinking. I see that it's for a lot of people. It's the answer to their questions still. But what I think that we need to change at least our approach, and it's difficult for everybody now. So we try to find out how to deal with it.
Yeah. In Slovakia, we were making 1 PDC course per year. Now it's 2, and they are usually full or. So I think it's okay. But in Slovakia, we had this program from the state that you could get money for any course that will give you some professionalization, you know what I mean, in what you are doing. It doesn't matter. And before it was for people who doesn't have a job, unemployed, but right now it can be also for people who wish to change their job and to get better at something. And the School of Permaculture got this kind of certificate that these courses can also get this money. These people who want to attend PDCs, they can get the money. So also those who couldn't afford it, right now they could have this course, and it was really nice. I think it's still running, but it will end soon. So we are also trying to make one, because we are also making a PDC Pro for those who really want to design and they are scared, and it's more closer to landscape architecture. And it's working also for them, this money. It's very nice.
So in Hungary, the general interests, so permaculture is interesting for people in general, that the wave is going, so we are growing for sure. So there's always new people coming, like, hey, what is this, how we can join, etc. So that's really like, it's not just simply growing, but it's exponentially. At least in the last few years, we always have this sense, like we are, with the association, we are always lagging behind and trying to somehow run after the what happens. But as for the PDCs, so we had like so we have the associations PDC in the country, so that's completely like community PDC, and we had 1 year, 3 years ago, we had 3. That was the maximum. And last year we had 2, and now only 4. Sorry, yeah. And now we had only 1 because of, but that's not just because of people, whether people are willing to pay for it and to come, but also it's the question of the structure of the PDC, because we have shared weekends and etc. But this year we had only 1. As for the association, and here is István Kurgi. He is the other school in Hungary with the NEJLÉPE school, and I don't know, Kurgi, what you say?
I think in general for your question, I've been teaching PDC decades, and the European continent is definitely growing. So it's way behind the Australian movement in the beginning, but I think in Hungary there's need an adaptation to not be centralized for a week or 2 week course. So people interested in permaculture, financially it's a little bit difficult as well. So the course what we're doing, we're trying to adapt it for seasonal. So we're running through from February to June, and then the 10 days camp. And other people, the beginning when we started in 2018, the first PDC in Hungary, there was 60 people. Following year, we hold it 128. That was the biggest. It was massive. And then average, we running between 40 and 80 people for a year training. And that's I think there is stretching out from the Bill Morrison model, but also keeping the content, but adapting into the local area. So I think they're growing in Hungary now. There is more interest, there always is more out there, and the more you put in, it's actually they're more chaotic and more interest coming, which must be, I think, no, if you do the right thing. So
what I wanted to add also to join this, what you said, hogy I think one direction is we are heading, at least with the association, is somehow to integrate it in the bigger education scheme in Hungary, because that's always a help. So for example, if they get accreditation, for example, teachers, they need accredited courses every 4 years, or I don't know. And now one of our thinking is that somehow to integrate it in the bigger kind of system, so that then you get state support and whatever, because and that's somehow, I think, So this is what I said at the beginning of my presentation. This is how I think permaculture can somehow penetrate to the bigger system. So we have to be there everywhere, and this is also one thing.
I have the mic here. Can I ask the question? Is that not make sense, you think, all of this mapping will be centralized, so the maintenance is going to be a little bit less? So centralizing the mapping system in Europe, I mean, which we already have resourced, the English Association there is a global permaculture webpage which all exists, and there's a lot of tagging and a lot of structure being done, and the data can handle more, the server can handle more, so I just have a feeling and a suggestion to maybe it's better to working on the core of the cooperation and centralizing all of the data and making a similar pattern between association, and that could be much more successful and supported the maintenance.
Actually, there are some calls like in European network and Ecolis, and we've been talking about these maps, and there is also, I think, a world map, permaculture, but it's empty now. And we were talking that it would be, we can have our local maps, and we should just send data, and they should load it there, and we should fill it like this.
Did you use in global, permaculture global?
No.
They've been done, I think, they set it up as 2010 or 2011. There have been many. I think it's 80,000 people being registered there. So
which one?
It's Permaculture Global.
Permaculture Global.
I don't want to be here for designing and taking the tension of that, but the main core of this pattern, I feel this is for common sense for everyone, because it's good to visibility, and the more we see, there's a more interest. And then just centralize as much as we can the mapping system.
My perspective on that is that I think we have to have our local and kind of what we have, control on, kind of, because of the qualification or quality system. But I think it's rather, that's why umbrella organizations are good, because if we have someone who can take care of feeding the national system to a wider, bigger picture or structure, that is always good. Yeah, but I wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't just say that we integrate, because as much as I know in the Permaculture Global, it's completely self. So you go on the web page and you can register yourself, and that's it. While in our system, you register as a seed, then it's okay. You just register yourself. But once you are heading for a bigger category or higher category, then you need to enter different points of entering. And this is, as much as I know, this is not part of the bigger the global system.
Is that just one, for example, the English one, what you follow, is already been designed and set. The dots and so they've been. Anyway, I feel like there's a resources centralized in this content, or should we have for everyone? Make it easy to maintain.
Because as much as I know from our experiences, normally it's not the IT background which is the question. It's always the people who are going out, who are taking care of the system. So yeah.
Like 5.5 people in our organization.
Yeah. That's the same for us, and there always needs to be somebody who's going there, and there are more people than one, and it's time consuming. So this is the problem.
I see there is a deep conversation, but since we are 10 minutes late and our next lecture is waiting very patiently, I would like to say thank you for this presentation and for the discussion. Yes, thank you very much.